Hey everyone, hope you're having a good day. My name's Andy. My channel is Finding Value. Today we're going to do our daily technical analysis update of commodities, work our way through the dollar, yields, precious metals, and commodities ETFs that I follow. I'm going to give you my financial opinions as we go. And if you need any help with anything, check out finding-value.com. We've got the word discount for the coupon code coming back into style now. And let's see what the day has brought for us. So let's take a look. So the DXY, we are up today along with yields. So yields higher, dollar higher. It's going to put pressure on gold and silver and the precious metals and some of these commodities as we go higher with yields. So stronger dollar, we're still below resistance, this line coming down across here. And we are above support, which is that long-term support line going across, that big, thick white line going across. So we're between support and resistance in the short term. The 2-year yield up 2%, but this still doesn't look that great. It still looks like to me that we want to go lower just based off of the breaking of this pattern here, the retest, the consolidation there, and then the strong selling pressure that we saw. So I don't think this is necessarily over. Just by looking at the chart, I think there could be potentially more downside in the 2-year yield going lower. The 10-year, it is up today, 1.42%, but again, there's a lot of selling pressure in that circle there and not as much buying pressure. The momentum is definitely to the downside, and we don't have a ton of support. We do have some support where we're at. That's probably why we're getting a little bit of a bounce, but still think there could potentially be further downside in yields. And then the 30-year yields back to support, and maybe this will kind of anchor the 30-year where it's at. So if it anchors the 30-year and we get the 10-year and 2-year to kind of fall in the short term, what that means is the curve is going to uninvert to some degree. Could mean a slowdown in the market as well. That's generally when the short end of the curve goes down more than the long end of the curve. So TYX TNX ratio today did invert further, putting pressure on precious metals to sell off. Bond prices slightly lower, and we're up against resistance. So are we going to punch through, or are we going to turn over? I don't know. We're at that decision point, and we'll have to see what the 20-year yield does. When looking at the yields, makes me think we have a chance of punching through for a little bit. That's kind of my guess. Again, it's only a guess. If I'm wrong, no big deal. So gold had a big reversal. We were smoking in pre-market yesterday. Got me all excited. I got to admit it. I got excited. And then we had a hard reversal throughout the day. There it is, pre-market. Hard reversal coming on down all the way back to 2047 is what we're back to. Now we're still above support. We're still above all this cool stuff. We're still over $2,000. The gap has been filled there. So we'll see what tomorrow has in store for us. Maybe we've got a little bit more downside left in this thing before reversing higher, but we'll see. I'll just say we'll see. I was surprised by how big of a turn that we got on this day today. But the gap is filled, and we'll see what happens going forward if we get some buying pressure in that general area where the circle is. Silver followed suit. It is still above support. So even though we sold off hard, we went to breakout, and this could be the return move, that retest move that we usually look for. Maybe it just did it at warp speed, movements. So there's the breakout, and then there's the potential retest, and we'll see if we can get some buying pressure in there tomorrow. Reverse this thing around. Platinum also selling off a little bit. Put in a bearish engulfing candlestick today, but you know, it's probably just following what gold and silver does. Same with palladium, slightly lower, but this to me looks like it's trying to put in a bottom. This doesn't look like it's trying to break through its support level here. If that was the case, we would have ran at it, came back up from underneath, and then probably roll over. But that doesn't look like it's the case. It looks like to me that we're trampoline jumping, trying to get a base laid down here. XAU to gold ratio down slightly. You can see the volatility today, just massive volatility going on. As liquidity dries up, volatility generally goes up too. But to me, this looks like we still have a chance of going higher. So I'm biased still to the upside in gold and silver until I start to see some trend line breaks to the downside. And XAU to gold still hanging in there, still looks okay. CRB index slightly lower. It looks like we could pop out to the downside and start moving to the downside. Are we in a slowdown for the markets? And we could be. So it looks like further downside for the CRB index. CRB to S&P 500 is pulling back a little bit today. We've got some funky looking charts going on all over the place. So it looks like we could see further downside even in this ratio as well. GDX down 2.5%. Again, it's not a bad day looking for the GDX stocks. It was just a down day. GDXJ, same thing. We're still above support. Everything looks okay. It's all intact. Yeah, it was a scary reversal candlestick day for some people, but it still looks okay to me. And same with SILJ. We're right against that resistance line, and you know sometimes these resistance lines put up some fight. But guess what? It's not a reversal candlestick. It's a bloody nose. Bloody nose candlesticks are generally continuation patterns to the upside. I think everything's still intact, and I think SILJ looks fantastic. Crude oil down about 1% today, 80 cents down, and again, we're above the trend line. We are still above this guy here. Maybe it's a kind of like a double bottom deal. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what tomorrow has in store for us, and this is where we have to exercise patience. TTF gas selling off. Doesn't care about the cold weather that Europe's getting, and we're at support. Nat gas, Henry Hub, just coming slightly below support. Is this the slingshot that's needed to move higher? I don't know. We're going to have to wait and find out. Again, I exercise patience here. I take my positions. We're back to support. And if anything, I'd be looking to maybe even add into certain positions if they looked good in this particular case. XOP, yeah, you know me, you know that. It's holding on there. It's holding on. It's not breaking any support yet, at least. I'm not saying it can't. I'm just saying it hasn't yet. We've got a decent candlestick wicks at the bottom, which means we're getting bounce, bounce, bounce here. So there is support down in this region. That's why we're bouncing. And we have a small down candlestick today. So again, it's still okay. If we throw a big bullish engulfing here or something like that, we're going higher. But we haven't thrown that yet. Let's wait and see what comes. OIH is also sticking in there. It looks good to me. Fallen wedge. We've broken out of that falling wedge and we're just going sideways. To me, I'm looking for a move to the upside or some sort of bearish, bullish candlestick. Haven't seen it yet. Well, actually, this one's a bullish candlestick there. I think we're going to go higher. We're going higher after seeing that. That's my guess. Falling wedge, breakout, bullish engulfing, going higher. Sprout Physical Uranium Trust, ripping it today, boys. That's what I like to see. A little bit of resistance there, but we cut through that. Hot knife through butter. And we are ripping here, guys. Look at the move. We consolidated here. That's when everyone was having a cow. Oh, I can't wait. I can't hold on long enough. Uranium's not going higher. And then it freaking rips out of here. Good luck to all those guys who sold. And it looks like we're coming up on, you got a little bit of resistance through here. Maybe I can throw a horizontal candle or horizontal line here. A little bit of resistance there that we're coming up to, but it's looking fantastic. Good momentum. Nice strong closing today. To me, looks like it wants to go higher. URA also moving on up. We're in the land of, what is that? Oh, we're almost breaking through here, guys. We're getting close. A little bit of resistance left, and then hopefully we can go to the motherland here. Yeah, there's resistance through here that we're right at and under. We can punch through that, guys. It's going to be a fun ride because I think we're going to see a big move. So we're right underneath that resistance. We're hitting our head on it. Just be patient. We even got a little of the last one. We even got a little sideways action here before breaking higher with our old fractal from last bull market in a natural gas company. URNM up 2.5%. I love it, boys. I love it. Look at that. Pretty strong closing. Let's take a look at the. Yeah, that looks good. Looks good. Let me just do some crayon drawing on here, guys. We got a little bit of resistance there, but see, notice the lows coming up. We're gonna break out to the upside here, boys. It's gonna look good. Let's rip it. Let's get some surging going on. I know people always say uranium surging higher. URNJ also right a little bit of resistance, and I think we're gonna pop through here any second. It's looking good. And there's kind of resistance there, but see the lows are coming up and squeezing up into this. I like it. Let's see if we can break tomorrow, boys. Let's see if we can do it. Tan down a little bit, but still we're just coming up on resistance. It's that trend line going across. We got to punch through. COPX, yeah, we had a down day, but it's like a bloody nose type down day. It's not a reversal candlestick, so it still looks good. We're above support. Everything looks okay. Lithium down. We're coming back. Maybe we got a strong, want to go all the way down to a full retest on this trend line, but it's still above the trend line. And we have a bullish engulfing here and one here. That generally works its way higher. So I'm in the camp that we're still going up until we don't. REMX, bullish engulfing here. Again, we have one down here too. So we had this one, we popped out, and now we're consolidating sideways, and I think eventually we'll work our way higher in rare earth metals. Still looking okay, guys. Still looking okay. S&P 500 down day today, but it's not a reversal candlestick. NASDAQ, no reversal candlestick. In fact, we had some buying pressure towards the end of the day. So we'll see. We'll see where it goes. Give it some time. This is a bullish engulfing there. The regional banking ETF looking good. Still looking fantastic. Large up candlestick, small selling pressure. I still think we go higher here. Looks fantastic. Emerging markets doesn't like that strong dollar, strong yields. So yeah, we got selling pressure. Still above support. We have a bullish engulfing here yesterday. So I still think we're going higher. XHB, we are going higher here. This thing's ready to just rip, guys. We're coming to the last levels of resistance before we go ballistic. We're going ballistic, Goose. Looking at Moo, down 0.9%. Still looks good, go higher. To me, this is a basing pattern and not much selling pressure in this circle there. So I think it's basing out, ready to go higher. You can throw trend lines. You can do that stuff on it. You can throw a trend line down here. We're trying to break through that. That's what we're doing. Kind of a shoulder, head, shoulder. We'll break it. Give it some time. Copper, nice, strong reversal candlestick. Jesus. It's not, well, it is and it isn't. It's a pretty strong selling pressure day. It's not technically a reversal candlestick because usually you get a gap up and then it sells off, but it's a pretty strong selling pressure day. There we are. I'm just looking at the short term here. We'll see where we go next. Let's give it some time. We might still have a little bit of downside selling pressure before heading higher. Maybe we do a little bit of a pullback here or something like that before going up. It's tough to say. But again, we've got good, strong momentum in that circle there outside of what happened today. Iron ore, slightly lower. Again, I still think we're going higher. We've broken out of the falling wedge. We've got aluminum that's still, slightly lower. It's right on support. We'll see if that support holds. We've got the Baltic Dry Index. That thing just keeps ripping higher. Look at the size of this thing. I think the Panama Canal shut down or something like that, or is having problems. So this is going to remain elevated. Newcastle coal futures up 0.52%. I think this is a great spot to be looking. It's a retest move off this base. That still looks good. Bitcoin ripping higher. It's not like we didn't know that. There's your squeeze up there. And then the release valve to the upside. So that looks good. And then Ethereum also moving higher, which is above a very strong support level through here that we've broken to the upside. Usually you break it, you may pause, gather yourself, and then try to surge higher again, which it's doing, surging higher. So all those look pretty good, guys. Yeah, that's what we've got for today. Don't forget to give me a thumb up. Check out the website if you guys are interested. Discount coupon code. I did post the question and answer session from Sunday if you guys are interested. And overall, guys, a little bit of selling pressure going on today. Is it a reversal candlestick in gold? Is it a reversal candlestick in copper? It's tough to say. I am biased to the upside still. I don't think it's reversal candlesticks. For the longer term, big picture view, maybe in the short term, yeah, like the next few days. But I'm talking bigger picture view. We'll have to see what the selling pressure looks like tomorrow. If there's a strong selling pressure move in either or to the downside, like a big down candlestick that finishes really strong, it could be a reversal candlestick. If we see a small candlestick that goes sideways, or we get a big wick at the bottom, like a hammer candlestick, that's the buyers basically answering back. So we'll see what occurs tomorrow. Overall, guys, I would just be waiting. I'd be waiting, seeing what happens. I'm still bullish to the upside for the majority of this stuff. We've broken down trend lines. We're still sitting on top of everything. So that's still all bullish, in my opinion, for gold, silver, platinum. We're still on top of the big support level on oil. We have to break low 60s for that. And even if we did, it'd probably be a slingshot to the upside. It means that we've got a slowdown in the market, which is pulling it back for a potential reliquefaction of the markets, which would slingshot it to the upside. That's my view on it. So commodity bull market's still intact, but we could experience a slowdown. It's possible. All right, guys, that's all I've got for today. We'll catch you next time. This is Finding Value.